Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is May 22nd, 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona now have their first signing of the summer. It's not complete yet, but I'm going to tell you about who Barcelona are working on getting or signing for the club. Also, seems that Barcelona are also very close on completing their first sale of the summer, and I'm going to tell you who it is. And finally, sources in Argentina stating that Julian Alvarez is not happy at Atletico de Madrid. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we'll begin this video with confirmation of the news that I broke to you yesterday. I think it was during the podcast, maybe it was during a video, but either way, this was news that I brought to you yesterday and today was made official by FC Barcelona. And that news is that Gota has officially extended his contract with Barcelona. Now, Rafinha's contract expired in the summer of 2027, but after the incredible season that he's had during this season, Barcelona decided to reward him with an extension, adding another year to his contract and extending his contract from 2027 with 2028. And even though the figures have not been revealed, it is estimated that Rafinha will also get an increase in his salary, which again, as a thank you for the season that he's had, where he's had incredible numbers, Ballon d'Or numbers, one would say. We'll see, of course, who will end up winning that award, because right now at the top of the list is Lamine Yamal with Dembele very close in second place. Rafinha used to be in the top ranking. He's now dropped to third, but of course, until October, many things can happen. Now, from Gota, we move on to what could be, or what hopefully will be, Barcelona's first signing. And it's no other than Tim Steijn. Now, if you don't know who Tim Steijn is, he's a 46-year-old German who currently, or was actually, at West Ham. He is what they call a scouting genius or a scouting prodigy, however you want to put it. He pretty much rose to prominence at Werder Bremen, when he was their head sport. Then he moved on to Bayer Leverkusen, where he was their head scout for 3 years. And finally, he was the head sport of West Ham. And now Barcelona are in talks to bring Tim Steijn to FC Barcelona so he can join Deco's team, where it's reported that Tim Steijn has a very good relationship with the current sporting director of FC Barcelona. Now, you might say, Mo, why is Tim Steijn kind of considered like some scouting genius? Well, I'll tell you why. He has such a good eye that he was actually the person responsible for Bayer Leverkusen signing Wirtz, not a bad name to sign, and also Frimpong. So it looks like Steijn was responsible for both those signings at Bayer Leverkusen, and he was also responsible for the signing of Mohamed Kudus at West Ham. So it looks like this guy has a good eye for young and up-and-coming talent, and Barcelona are closing in on signing him for Deco's team, which, of course, if he does join Barcelona, this will be a very good signing, because after all, not all signings need to be for the first team. Sometimes the signings for the offices, or in the case of Hansi Flick, could end up being much better signings than actual players. Now, from Barca's first signing, we now move on to what will be Barcelona's first sale of the summer. This is a player that many of you wanted to see during the preseason, and it's no other than Alex Bailly, the Barcelona fullback who went out on loan to Celtic during the first half of the season. During the second half, he made a move to Como on loan with no option or obligation to buy. Cesc Fabregas, the manager of Como, was so impressed with the youngster that they transmitted to him that they wanted to keep him on a permanent basis. And well, it seems that Cesc Fabregas' wishes will come true, as Barcelona and Como are closing on a deal to sell Alex Bailly to Como for 6 million euros. Now, of course, this was a player that we wanted kind of to see in the preseason, but now with, Gerard Martin, who Flick really likes. Joffre Torrens coming up through the academy. It just didn't make sense to have also Alex Valle. We would have had 4 left backs. So now Alex Valle seems to will be staying at Como, and Barcelona will make 6 million euros, which might not seem like a lot of money, but given the club's financial situation, every euro counts. Now, another player that could leave during this summer transfer market is Noah Darvich. Noah Darvich, who Barcelona signed 2 seasons ago for 2.5 million euros with the promise that he could be, the next best thing, the next big up-and-coming midfielder, someone who did really well in the Under-17 World Cup, but since his arrival in Barcelona, he's not been able to fit into the Barca system. In fact, he's only been able to score 1 goal and provide 4 assists in 2 years, or in 46 matches. And while it seems that Barcelona are closing in on the transfer of Noah Darvich, where the German midfielder will be going back to Germany, either to Stuttgart or to Bayer Leverkusen, where Barcelona are looking to make 4 million euros, which means that Barcelona would make a profit of this transfer. So it's unfortunate. It would have been nice to see Noah Darvich succeed, but unfortunately not everybody can. So at least Barcelona will make some money off this transfer. Now we will end today's video with the big bombshell news. Bombshell news I'm sure will give people lots to talk about. Maybe not so much once I'm done with this segment, because as you know, I don't like to gaslight you. But let's talk about Julian Alvarez, because media sources in Argentina, people who are close to Julian Alvarez's entourage, are confirming that the player is not happy. Now, the Argentine attacker joined Atletico Madrid during this last summer, where he was promised, to be a part of a winning project, a project that was going to compete for it all. And after a failed season at Atletico Madrid, where, they didn't win anything, Julian Alvarez is reportedly now unhappy with his decision to make it to Madrid, which honestly, I was very shocked when I heard Julian Alvarez was leaving Manchester City to Atletico Madrid, because with all due respect to Atletico Madrid, why would you go from Manchester City to that team? But whatever, only he knows why he did it. But Julian Alvarez is no longer happy being at Cholo Simeone's team, and as such, he could be looking for a move during this summer transfer market. And this is the big bombshell coming from Argentina, where they say that Julian Alvarez is not closing the doors on any clubs. He would welcome any club to sign him. However, he does prioritize a move to Barcelona. So if Barcelona try to sign him, and there's other clubs who are also interested, he would pick Barcelona over other clubs. And in fact, he will be meeting with his agents in the upcoming week or 2 to decide what he can do in order to look for a new place to play. Now, of course, I said once I'm done with this news, there's not going to be much to talk about, because even though Julian Alvarez would prioritize a move to Barcelona, of course, Barcelona would have to make a move for him, which of course, it's not going to happen. Why? Not because Julian Alvarez is not good enough. We all seen how good he is. But because he has a release clause worth 150 million euros, something that's completely out of budget for Barcelona. So as much as Julian Alvarez would prioritize Barcelona, this move is just simply impossible. Something that I've been saying for quite some time, because Atletico Madrid are definitely not going to give anyone a discount. Why would they? They just spent a lot of money on signing him. They're definitely not going to give him away only after 1 season, and only after he became their most important player. So, Julian Alvarez not happy at Atletico, but don't expect to see him at Barcelona, at least during this summer. Plus, Barcelona are not looking to sign any strikers during this summer, because, of course, we have very limited budget, very limited financial fair play. So we do have to prioritize. And since we have Lewandowski for now, and Ferran Torres, and even Dani Olmo who can play in that position, the priority is not the center forward. And even if it was, again, we cannot afford 150 million euros for Spider-Man. Anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.